Hi Robbie.
Hi.
I hear that you've announced the fact that you're standing for General Secretary of Usdaw, the Shop Workers Union. Can you tell us a few points about your policy? What makes you different to John Hannett?
Well, I think the most important thing is fighting for a living wage, and I believe that our union should be fighting for a national minimum wage of at least £8, which is a European threshold, below which you live in poverty. And I think, you know, you only have to go into shops, into retail and speak to young people and elderly people to know that the wage that we're earning at the moment is pitiful. I mean, lots of our members now, whether they're young or whether they're elderly, whether they're women, are claiming benefits, and I think that is disgusting when most people are working in an industry where the bosses are making an enormous profit. I think Tesco's have made £2.52 billion profit last year, you know, and yet they're not prepared to give us a decent wage or decent hours.
And what's your view on partnership? Because I know that John Hannett is a big supporter of partnership between Usdaw and the different companies.
I think partnership has really neutered the strength of trade unionists. You work every single day with one hand tied behind your back. If you've got an issue, your area organisers and senior officials are not prepared to take those issues up and actually fight on them if it interferes with partnership in any way, shape or form. You know, and the fact that members of the union haven't got a right to vote really strikes at the heart of democracy in our union. You know, people don't understand why they can't vote on our terms and conditions. We have these things called forums where workers put forward issues that they think are important, that would make their day-to-day life better. And these issues go up to the regional forums and they go up to national forums, and then our negotiators come back and say we've got a core wage, and the issues that workers raise right on the shop floor, and nobody takes any notice of them, and in reality we're told that's the only way you can take up issues, and so people are fed up because their issues don't get anywhere. So partnership or business trade unionism is horrendous for working people.
And that brings me on to what do you think of the Labour Party?
I think the Labour Party, I mean, you only have to read the papers to know that the policies of Blair and Brown have actually bankrupted the Labour Party, and it's an empty shell. I think and I think they will lose the next election because there's so much anger on the shop floor everywhere. People are angry about what the Labour Party hasn't done for them. I think there was a radio interview when bloke said, I've got 4 jobs. I've had to have 4 jobs to live, and what's the Labour Party done for me? And we're told by John Hannett and Usdaw how fantastic the Labour Party is and what it's done. It's introduced a national minimum wage for 16 to 18-year-olds, and that's good, but it's not a living wage. And the Labour Party won't have trade unionists in the Labour Party to get it out of its problems that it's found itself in now because of its bankrupt policies, and that's a danger. And I think that we should be fighting for a new Workers' Party.
And finally, how has your campaign been so far? I mean, have you found the procedures to get your nominations in place democratic?
Well, we're on the net, and that's the only way that we can reach membership. There's no level playing field in the election for General Secretary for anybody who wants to stand against a sitting General Secretary. I have no rights to branch secretaries' names and addresses. I don't have the same facility as John Hannett, and that's able to go round electioneering as he has been doing for the last year, and has intensified now going around speaking at branches and divisional conferences in distribution. There's not a level playing field, and the mere fact that he actually announced he's standing for a General Secretary election in any other business in the executive meeting where there was no written motion is absolutely, totally and utterly undemocratic. And when you raise anything to bring this to the fore, it's completely ignored and rubbished. How have I found it? Well, I'm getting reports on the net from people who are saying that area organisers are going into their branches and running a smear campaign against me. I believe there's letters going round the union asking people to get in touch with John Hannett to make sure that they are on board with him. So no, there's no democracy, and that really strikes home at a divisional conference the other week. You know, people were saying we don't like your politics, but there's no reason why you shouldn't have the democratic right to have a level playing field, and no way that we can raise finance, or anybody could raise finance, when he called a snap election. So, you know, nobody has got any real chance whatsoever. But I'm on the net, which is it's absolutely fantastic, and we're reaching loads of activists, and people are putting in questions, and it's really a fantastic media.
Well, I've heard that you're willing to reject the £100,000 that John Hannett is taking as a wage. Is that correct?
That's 100% correct. How can you live on £100,000 a year with plus and understand what it's like living on the wages that we do? You know, on barely pennies above the national minimum wage most of the people in our industry earn. It's an utter disgrace, and I will continue to earn the same amount of money that I'm on now.